PT. Thank you for joining us. First of all, we'd like to share our condolences to Annie Hsu's family. She recently passed away. I know her not very well, but I can watch from afar, and I like her character. She's a very strong lady, very determined, and never complained. She suffered a lot, she struggled a lot, but she never complained. Always tried her best. So she passed away recently, and again, our sincere condolences to the family. Okay. Right now, she's doing well. Actually, she's better. She's feeling better than before because we provided her with protection and support during this transition period. And we try to bring her to the Pureland as quickly as possible, okay? Where she'll be happy forever, will never suffer again, all right? Secondly, I like the ceremony today. It's very good. It's a lot of practices, a lot of hard work. I noticed that. The first time I did the ceremony publicly, I froze. Too frightening. And I assure you, the assembly today is even more frightening than when I was in my master's temples. Okay, so good job. It's a lot of practices that went into it. So I'm very proud of you. I'd like to also raise the standards a little bit. I'm very proud of your ceremonies. I think we're going back to the Chinese tradition. When we do ceremony, it's a very, very big deal, okay? It is a form of Dharma speaking, and therefore I like you boys to use your Kung Fu, okay? You chant as a leader. Don't be like girls. Girls, they try to sound good. We want to sound strong. So you chant from your navel. You go navel first. You bring the sound up. Okay? And you do that, you will enter samadhi while chanting. And you will help others enter samadhi. Okay? What's the advantage of entering samadhi? We help the audience, the people who participate. When they increase the concentration, the body will be healthier and stronger. That's what you do. That's what we know are supposed to do. Okay? I don't care so much for you boys to sound melodious and beautiful, like Koreans do. Okay? They have a good voice, we don't. So we compensate for it, okay? We show our Kung Fu. You have some samadhi, use it. All right. That's it for today. I'm tired. Just to tell you that, it's like trying to move the mountain. Okay, since we have a few minutes left, I'd like to maybe hear, as we hear today, we're getting busier and busier. I want to stress again how proud I am of all of you. It really, you are the reason why I get up in the morning and get to work, because there's so much to do, okay, to help you. So today I'd like to share with you a little bit, give you some more insights about what I'm doing, okay? The first thing I'm doing, the reason I'm doing this is to serve Amitabha Buddha. We all have a boss. I want you to be clear about it. I have a boss. My boss is Amitabha Buddha. So I'm here in order to help establish American Pureland Buddhism, which is a lot more advanced than Asian Pureland Buddhism. Okay? And in what way? Very simple. We call it American because we are crazy about efficiency and effectiveness. Okay? So, our Pureland Buddhism is about to bring as many people as possible to the Pureland. There's no excuses. If the Pureland is the best place in the whole world for us, residents of the Saha world here, then what's the point talking about it? Let's bring people there for them to be taken care of by Amitabha Buddha until they become Buddhas themselves. So we make no excuses. I make no excuses. I hope the next person who continues this will also do the same thing. Make no excuses. Spread this American Pureland Buddhism and help a lot more people go to the Pureland. And if possible, help a lot of people get to the upper grades. That's my ambition. Doing Pureland Buddhism, American Pureland Buddhism is not enough to me. I want to bring as many people as possible to help them get to the best tiers of rebirth in the Pureland. The Asians don't aim for that. The Asians at best are just so happy to be able to make it to the Pureland. We want you to go to the Pureland at a very high rebirth grade this lifetime. Okay? Yeah. And so that's my number one goal. This is why I'm still doing this, is because still so much work to do. We started doing that since DTT. We got this DTT here. How long ago? 3-4 years ago. 2022, 3 years ago. And we spent the first 2 years closed down, I think during the COVID or something. Is there COVID or something? Huh? And then we had to remodel a little bit, and so we more or less were not open for 2 years. So DTT here is Pureland, is Amitabha Buddha's temple. And then the second thing I'm hoping to do is to serve Shakyamuni Buddha. That's my second boss. How? By training the third generation of American Buddhism. Okay? My master, Great Master YongHua, he brought the Chinese Buddhism here. He altered it a little bit, adapted it to the American culture. He, not being American, he's still too Chinese to me. Okay? And now it's my turn, because I waited patiently for 30 years, for 20 years, for his descendants to carry on. But what is this? How do I serve Shakyamuni Buddha? By making Mahayana by expanding it a little bit more than before. I hope that each generation later would do that instead of letting it or either shrink or simply maintain the status quo. What I'm seeing in the Chinese side, the other side of Master YongHua, I see it shrinking. I see it deteriorating in quality. That's why I decided to come out from under his shadow and establish our directions, our standards for American Chan. Okay, what's the difference? I'm stressing more on the Sutton teaching. Okay? And again, we make no excuses. When we teach you Chan, it's a very simple reason. It's to help you reach a very high level of samadhis that you're capable of. We trained people to fairly high levels already. Okay? And I hope more and more of you will be able to reach higher and higher levels. And that's why when it's time for you, if you're a left form person, to do ceremonies, you stand there as a Weno, and then you show your samadhi power. We're not hiding anymore. Okay? Another thing that I feel I need to do is explain sutras. I hope that your generation also will explain sutras, will expand the knowledge of sutras, will increase the depth of the understanding of the sutra. Okay? I'm not happy the status quo right now from my master's side. It's not good enough. Okay? If you don't know enough, then study. If you don't understand enough, then ask me to go into seclusion. I support your practices. We will set up places for you into seclusion so that you can increase your samadhi and you can unfold and develop your spiritual powers. I'm willing to do that, but not yet. Okay, we have work to do. We have to serve our supporters first. When we are fully staffed, I will go to the next phase where we will allow selectively some of you to go into seclusion to increase your samadhi power, study or practice the various Dharma doors that you're interested. I will transmit to you the One Yin Dharma door. I will help you practice Huatou. I hope that none of you will be interested. I feel such an inferior Dharma personally. Okay, but you get the chance to practice a lot of wonderful Dharma doors. All right? That's down the road. Maybe 15 years. That's why I need to live that long. I need to pace myself. Okay? And number 3, you may have guessed it, I'm also serving Medicine Master Buddha. Okay? Because I find it a shame that the wonderful Dharma from Medicine Master Buddha is disappearing slowly. Vietnam, for example, is virtually non-existent. They use the names as, Medicine Master Buddha Temple and so forth, but really, they really are not practicing that much at all. What is that Dharma is about? The Dharma is about results. It's disappearing is because this Buddha is supposed to be healing you with your illnesses, whether it's physical or mental. And when people come to the temple, with their cancer, with their various illnesses, depression, and so forth. They really are not getting much help from that Dharma from the temples. So my goal is very simple. Help people believe in the Dharma because it works for them. We don't make promises. Okay? And as a caveat, there are some conditions for you to benefit from the Dharma. I'm not a believer in like the Chinese patriarchs. Or you go to the temple and say, Master, I'm suffering, please help. Help heal me, like my Chinese master. And you healed. And you go back home and continue to create karmas the same way as before. And actually, now you're healthier and stronger, you create even more karmas, worse karmas than before. To me, that's not help. To me, it's hurting you. So, if you're willing to change for the better, then we might be interested in helping you demonstrate the effectiveness of the medicine Master Buddha Dharma. We have nothing to prove. Okay? All right, and that's about the gist of what I'm trying to do. And as you can see, I need help. There's so much work to do. Okay, can't retire yet. Questions? It'll be fun. Work is fun. Work is meaning in life. Okay? Lay people, they are recognized in society by the kind of work they do. Yeah? Okay? Same thing in our world. We don't need recognition, but the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas recognize us for our contributions. We cannot make excuses. No questions? Then we take a break, take a long break, and come back in 15 minutes and do lunch ceremonies. Still no questions? What happened to you today, Jumi? I know your Korean people are still asleep. Okay. But you're wide awake. Yes, yes, sir.
Master.
Gentleman here, could you use the microphone, please? Because then everyone can hear you.
My question is about this age we live in now. Some Buddhist schools speak of many Buddha lands that have existed before today and may exist in the future. Even Shakyamuni Buddha spoke of Amitabha Buddha in the Pure Land. So another Buddha land. Can we say which Buddha land we live in today?
We're living in a Saha world. That's Shakyamuni Buddha's Buddha land. It happens to be impure land. Impure land meaning we have a lot of suffering because we're impure. Amitabha Buddha's Buddha land is the Western Bliss Pure Land. That's what the Chinese. That's what the Chinese patriarch, Great Master Huiyuan, founded in China. He's the one who found the Pure Land Buddhism school of China, and the aspiration there is to He has 120 people who cultivated together with him. Many of them were officials, scholars, very competent, very accomplished people, and they gave up everything to go to a wilderness and practice with Great Master Huiyuan, the first patriarch of Chinese Pure Land Buddhism. And so they numbered about 120 of them. And by the time that, by the end of their lives, all of them attain rebirth to the Pure Land. Okay, so that Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land is, to us, probably the land that is easiest for us to get to after we dead. Okay, and because Amitabha Buddha has strong affinities with us, so he created conditions to bring beings here in our world to his land. So that's why Shakyamuni Buddha taught the Pure Land Buddhism here for that purpose. Furthermore, there are more Pure Lands as well as infinite number of impure lands as well as Pure Lands. One of which is the Pure Land of Medicine Master Buddha. Okay, and for us, the way to get there is not as convenient, as easy from my perspective. I don't know how to get there directly. Okay, so but that's another Pure Land where it is very just as adorned as the Western Bliss Pure Land, but it's for different people for different conditions. So in summary, for us here, after our lives are done, we are much better off going to Western Bliss Pure Land. Okay, this is easiest for us. Okay, I'm sure that when you go to another impure world, in other worlds, they may have different dharmas. They may, for example, in other Buddha lands, they might put more emphasis on going to, let's say, Medicine Master Buddha's Pure Land than Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land because of the conditions with them, okay, with Medicine Master Buddha, and so on and so forth. There's so many Pure Lands out there in the universe that each of them are there to serve a specific set of living beings that have strong affinities with the Buddha, each of those various Buddhas. So that's why, for us, again, in summary, the best way for us is to go to the Western Bliss Pure Land. Okay, thank you for the question. Wei Mountain.
Yes, Master, I wanted to ask if I could ask about my personal experience. After I was hit by the car, there was actually a week of time when I was when I came out of the hospital. I felt very grateful, and it really felt like a lot of baggage, I guess, had been dropped. And especially there was a master was giving a lecture about, I forgot the name of the Buddha whose body burned for aeons, and then you made this analogy about offering an incense stick and how our body was like an incense stick that we could offer. So I felt like the reason I had survived was I felt like I was, I was still alive, so I could offer my body. I was just really grateful to continue on with this practice and support the Dharma, and it felt to me like at least at the time, the resentment was gone, and a lot of those problems seemed like they had vanished. But then about a week later, there was this more kind of attack, this sort of psychotic attack, and just a whole other level of things happening. So my question is kind of like, was that state that state where I felt a really great gratitude, was that real? And like, I'd like to get back to that level, but like kind of how to get back to that experience or get on that track. I mean, the other part of the question is how come it seems so
would
dramatic,
you would you consider getting hit again?
Yeah, that my question without
Seems to have worked once before, so try that again.
looking for another method.
You want another method? I don't know anyone that is just as effective. Okay, you have a lot of things that you're confused about because they have a handle on you, and that's why you cannot see them at all. Your resentment towards me, okay, yes, it's my fault, but also I do it on purpose to bring it out, the animosity out of you that you have a hard time expressing and verbalizing. And then now, today I'm telling you that resentment is not you, it's your manic ghost. It's that simple. When the thought arises, the resentment thought arises again, just recognize that it's not you. It's that simple. Ignore it. Or you can simply say, Emitofuo, like a Chinese. Okay? Number 2, I'm not interested in teaching you how to get back into that state because you are seeking and you are attached to the state. If I teach you how to get there, then you are practicing while seeking a state. I don't do that. That's why I would advise you really want to do that. Since I'm not willing to do that, try getting another accident. YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube question, let me see, is from Robin Sandalwood. Emitofuo Master, I have a question about the Pureland Dharma door. I listened to a talk you gave months ago that was shocking to me. It stuck with me. I reread the sutra and learned that you were right. I made the mistake of making up my own interpretations. When the Nyenfo Buddha name recitation practitioner is not garnered rebirth immediately after their death, but they are destined for rebirth in the Pure Land eventually. This is correct? Yes, I would like confirmation. And then there's another question, but I don't quite get that first question.
There's some people who only want to know. And I will indulge you a little bit more because you're seeking and you're trying your best to blaze your own trail. So the answer is yes, that's correct. All right, that's one question for today. Again, I have a quota for her now, only one question per day. Because her questions are getting harder and harder, and I don't want to get embarrassed. Yes, another person, anyone else? YongHua, how are you feeling? Is she there? I'm glad to see you still alive.
Yeah, God.
At our ages, when we still are alive and still breathe and still walking around, boy, is quite an accomplishment. You're still going to the herbal doctor and practicing Tai Chi, huh? For mobility.
Dạ, con không có tập tai chi nhưng tập thể dục theo cái mà y sĩ dạy.
Yeah, that's
Khỏe.
yeah,
Thầy,
okay.
con cũng tính giơ tay để xin có một cái góp ý về cái trường hợp của Thomas. Thì trong lúc mà con đang muốn giơ tay thì thầy gọi, cho nên con xin phép. Con cũng con cũng không có dịp để mà liên lạc với Thomas, cho nên sẵn đây là con cũng nhắn tới Thomas luôn. Là cái lúc mà Thomas bị thử thách quá nặng nề, bị xe đụng, rồi gia đình cha mẹ đều bệnh hết, rồi bị thầy đuổi đi.
What?
Con
I never did that.
không biết có đúng hay không, nhưng mà con thấy cái sức chịu đựng của một con người chắc là rất là khó. Cho nên nhân cái dịp mà lễ dược sư thì con biết là có người đã thỉnh cái pháp dược sư để hồi hướng công đức đặc biệt cho Thomas. Thì qua ngày qua tháng thì con thấy cái pháp dược sư đó hình như là có tác dụng tốt với Thomas, khi thấy là ông này đã trở lại, bắt đầu tu tập, bỏ tự ái qua một bên, và cũng với hình thức là của một cư sĩ, mà ông ấy cũng rất là siêng năng và không có mặc cảm. Và hôm nay được thầy nói thẳng ra là thầy đã thử thách ông ấy để cho những cái tức giận, những cái con quỷ trong người ông ấy, con quỷ hưng cảm á, nó được phơi bày ra để cho ông nhận biết. Thì con nghĩ thầy dạy bằng cái phương pháp rất là mạnh tay, nhưng mà
No.
có lẽ là nhờ theo con nghĩ thôi, là rồi, nhưng mà có lẽ là nhờ cái pháp dược sư tạo phước cho ông ấy, cho nên ông ấy đã qua được cái cơn khủng hoảng rất là nặng nề này. Dạ, xin hết.
You don't understand me at all. Translation. Even the Vietnamese don't get me.
Hello, Master. Thank you for asking. I actually had a question in my mind when you were talking, and I'm glad that you called up on me to give the response. I have been carrying this idea with Thomas since he raised his hand and shared some words, and I would like to have some thoughts to share with him. When Thomas was going through the issue, he was tested very heavily. He was going through an accident, had issues with his parents being sick, and Master told him to leave.
No,
I'm not sure
I did
if
not.
that's true or not.
I never did. It's not true. Okay, hang on to that thought. Okay, let me explain to you because such a long
Con
answer.
xin sám hối.
Too late.
I would like to repent.
Too late to repent. The mal effect, the harm has been done. I knew at the time that the Manigos would jump on that and jump on the things that the bad experiences, his struggles, and put the blame on me. For 10 years, that's what he does. And I've been waiting for 10 years, 12 years, when he's going to wake up to that. Okay, I was telling, for example, people, you're manic. What do manic people do? And they're pulled by the manic ghost. Manic ghost has one pattern, well, a few patterns, but the most common one for people is blaming others. When they are unhappy, when they get in trouble, they're miserable, they blame, it's someone else's fault, it's never their fault. And since he got to a high level, I said, so I sort of patiently waited, is this level high enough for him to see that or not? But apparently not. So that's why I was prepared to let him go. If he can't see it, then he should go. If he leaves, then I expect him to go to a better temple, okay? Meaning Master Shinho's temples and get help from a second patriarch. So I tested the second patriarch as well. I said, this is my disciple he really struggled. And he reached a pretty high level. You don't have anyone, disciple, third generation on that level. Are you going to save him or not? Can you save him? Because if you save him, then he probably will take refuge with you and will never leave you. And you look at the results of the intervention. We don't make excuses, okay? Results speak for themselves. I was very perfectly prepared to let him go and get some help somewhere else. If they could, why not? Okay? But if he comes back, then he'll have a chance to be taught, and he'll have a chance to, because they don't give up, to ride on those attack waves and continue to improve. All right, continue with translation. Oh my God, this woman here she does not understand me at all.
So during this time, for me, it seems like he's someone that has a lot of endurance, going through such a hard time. So we had someone in the assembly get him a Medicine Master Buddha plaque that was specially for Thomas. And months have passed, and I sensed that the Medicine Master Dharma and practice has been helping him. So he came back, and he left a lot of his ego, a lot of his issues behind, and showed up as a layperson.
Okay, stop. Okay. For people like you who are bipolar, who have depression, who have manic depression, the one rule of thumb is that they want you to run away from us, because only we can help you rise above their attacks. Okay? He went over there, they couldn't help him. He's not the only one who's bipolar. In our community, there are a lot of people who are bipolar. He came to us because they got some help, some protection, so that they're able to gradually rise above the attacks and ride the attacks to improve. These ghosts are not very bright. They have their quirks. So we use them to help you improve quicker. So that's why it's imperative. Their main goal for all of you is to do whatever it takes. Plant thoughts in your mind, writing in various conditions to make you leave. Because once you leave, they can have a field day with you. They can confuse you like heck. Like they confuse Master Shinho disciples like heck. They can't even recognize it. I know them a lot better than they think they know themselves. So I know what they're capable of already. So I am indirectly testing them and said, see, you think you're great? You think you're a great master? Who can you help? There's a person here who needs help badly, desperately. And if you help him, you can restore him to the prior level already, and that you cannot train your own people. So this is your opportunity. Help. Where is your compassion? YouTube. Continue the translation. This woman is very talkative. It's like I only see her like once a month, and she has a lot of questions, a lot of things she wants to say.
So since then, I have seen that he has been tested many times with by his bipolar ghosts, and he has come to Master. Now we know that Master has very heavy-handedly used a method.
No, I'm very gentle. Did I ever beat you on the head, Thomas? Speak the truth.
No.
See, I beat my women on the head, but never you. So that's a proof that I'm very gentle to you. Continue. God, heavy-handed? Never. What is this? I can't believe it. I'm shocked. That's it? No more, right?
So I think that the Medicine Master plaque has been helping him, and I hope that it continues to help him to get out of this horrible situation that he's in. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Everything is a test. Remember, once I told you that you are bipolar, you have depression or something, it's only one thing that they all do to you, to all of you. Make you run away by blaming me. Okay? So whatever I do to you, whether I'm mean or nice to you, doesn't matter. You run away and say, he's too nice, he's probably fake. Okay? I mean to you, say, he's such a mean monk, he's not a real monk. Run away. Same thing. And once you run away, you're totally helpless. You have to take medicine to calm yourself down. Meds. And they poison you. They kill you slowly. Wake up. That's what they do to you. You too.
Master, this is a question from Dan Yang.
Yeah.
Her question is in Chinese. I'll translate it to English.
Okay.
Master Emitofuo, Aaron, her son, when he is playing tennis matches, occasionally some kids will cheat by calling the boys out of the court when the ball does not fall out of the court.
My friend does it to me all the time. Continue.
She says that when the match is very close, some kids try to win by cheating. So these kids chose to lie. But their parents did not correct their behaviors, these kids' behaviors. So Daniel asked, how do we treat those people in our lives who do not follow the rules or cheats? Thank you, Master.
Okay, I don't know how to treat people who do not follow rules because I don't follow rules. To me, rules are meant to be broken. That's why they're rules. Okay? You like it too much. Naughty girl. Let's talk about one instance at a time. You cannot teach children with theory. You want to train children, you have to wait for the opportunity right there and strike the iron when it's still hot. Okay? So you don't explain to him when your friend is, so you go to the match with him. And then he comes to you crying, Mom, you cheated, and the parents are. So you said, son, let me teach you something about us. When others cheat, and I agree with you, the boy cheated, okay, I believe you, and if that's the case, it's going to happen to you again, over and over again, okay? People will cheat because they want to get something that means a lot to them. They're willing to do anything to get it. That's normal for ordinary people. So, son, I'm going to teach you a special thing that will make you a better person. I want to teach you to take the high road and concede to them. Let them win. Why? Because I'm giving you something much more important than winning. Okay? That is to be a good and decent human being. That is much more important than winning. That's what you do. You don't give them theory. You catch every single moment when he is afflicted. That's when you teach him. Okay? Then he'll remember. I try to explain the Dharmas, try to explain so many of you, you manic. And I was hoping you put 2 and 2 together and make it 5. Is it 4 or 5? I forgot. Okay, but in other lectures that they try to pull you away from me because they have a field day as soon as you are vulnerable and naked without protection. But none of you could remember it because when you're afflicted, you go back and you only listen to your manic ghost and says, "It's his fault. He's so mean." Like the woman who just talked ago, she's also manic. Okay, and so, you see, my point being that if I give you general principles, general theories, you don't know how to really apply it. What really matters, I wait for Thomas to quit, and then I pray to the Lord, and then he'll get some help somewhere else. Maybe someone can help him better than I can. But he could not find anyone, so he came back. That's when I have a chance to explain to him, see, remember that moment when you were very upset and what that compelled you to leave? Okay? That's your manic ghost. It's a stupid move. You did exactly what I taught you not to do. And he's still doing it. You see, theories are meaningless. You have to catch in each and every one of you at the very moment when you are screwing up. Theories don't mean anything. Theories cannot help you because in the heat of the moment, you are so confused. They pull wool over your eyes and you can't help yourself. They know you a lot better than you think. Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. Of course, I 100% agree and appreciate your advice to the young man on the tennis court.
See, something about pale-faced people, they understand me better than yellow-faced people.
I feel like I wish I'd had your advice when I was younger. Playing baseball, we had a similar frustration. We had very racist umpires, and the only solution we could find was to play, we call it play better than the referees, play better than the umpires. So they couldn't make bad calls. But in my advanced state, only within the worldly confines of the game, there is a second option. On the pickleball court, we call it body bagging your opponent.
Body bagging? Like in the detective movies?
Correct.
You put a dead body into a bag?
Exactly, yes. Instead of going for the shot on the line, young man, you can hit the ball very hard.
At the person.
Body, yes. and that
Ooh,
they cannot
I like
argue
this.
without. So I just wanted to offer that second option. You could body bag them. Thank you, Master.
Okay. People, use your judgment. I'm not going to say I condone or not. Okay, last couple of questions, and we have to do the lunch ceremony right away. Okay, get ready. Yes, 4. Prepare the censer, get ready, and stand there, and be running out of time.
Emitofuo, Master. First,
yes.
I have 2 questions, but first I want to repent. My mom has been going through a manic state, so I have to raise my voice. So I would like to repent on that. And
Romantic states?
huh? No.
Oh, manic state. I heard romantic state. You should be happy for her.
No. Well, her and Dad has been going at it, and they started to want to do a fist fight, so I have to stop them. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to repent on that. But first question is, how do I deal with her manic state? She's been going at it for like almost a year, close to 2 years now.
Very good. The way to deal with it is to endure it. Next.
Oh, no, I still have one more.
Is there one more? Okay, next question.
So you're talking about the Aaron and the tennis court. So I've been teaching Evan to hold everything, like kind of like let everyone wins and he'll take a loss. So I don't know if I'm doing it right because he's holding it in. And the only time that he expresses his feeling or try to express his feelings when he sees me and he starts crying.
Yeah, let him cry. He has to release it. Okay, it's healthier for children to release their frustration. Listen to it, let them release it, give them some, something, candy or toy, whatever, and then talk to him.
Yeah, so at that point I just try to talk to him and tell him that he did right and to continue to do that. Yeah. Is that okay or is it too early?
Yeah, and next time when he does it, that's when you give him some sardines. I mean, I'm thinking about training dolphins. When a dolphin does the tricks properly, you give him a sardine, okay? Remember, you have to have positive reinforcement to teach children. You simply don't say, here's the right thing and so forth. When they do it right, you reward them every single time. Okay? All right. That's it? Okay. Thank you. You too.
There's a comment from the Spanish YouTube. It says, user YL said, medicine cannot change one's destiny, but faith can make one stronger.
Hallelujah. Okay.
And then
is that it?
Also, I guess Aaron says thank you to Shifu and the gentleman who answered the question.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you to all of you. Okay. Let's do the lunch ceremony and go to lunch. Thank you, everyone.